Hi, everyone. Welcome to the NuvaLink Management Portal review. Today, we're going to go through LinQView and its features of the portal to maybe give you some information on what we can provide our customers. So I think the first thing we talk about is why we developed this portal for our customers. The main feature is it basically is a one-screen portal to manage all of our customer solutions. Typically, when you work with carriers separately, so let's just say, as an example, in Canada, the three main carriers, Rogers, Bell, and TELUS, you basically have to work with them individually. You probably have to commit to separate contracts and separate minimums with each carrier, but you also will be given 3 different URLs to manage. We're here, you're working with just NuvaLink, and for all your carriers, we bring into one platform for you to manage. As an example here, you can see on this solution, I'm just going to push this down. You'll see that we have many carriers imported here. So in AT&T, our multi-carrier SIM, Rogers, Bell, TELUS. We also have a wide range of providers that we can give our customers access to as well. You can see here, we have something like China Unicom, you see Rogers there, Telefonica. So we have a very, very strong outreach if you are looking to maybe expand your solution into Europe or other areas of the world. Okay, so that would be the main feature of this portal and why we have customers who really find this useful for their day-to-day. So this is the connectivity management inventory module. So you'll see all the SIMs are listed here. So when you do purchase SIMs from NuvaLink, everything will be pre-programmed, pre-visioned, and already loaded to your platform. So you will see all your ICCID or SIM numbers listed here. Okay. The usage is here. So as you can see, you can scroll it up to the highest usage. And then you will be able to see all your usage in a month. So after the month rolls over, these will all go back to 0 and start over again. One thing I will mention for the usage is a mechanism in the background where we automatically manage your usage. So our purpose here is to minimize overage and to maximize your rate plan or buckets. So in the background, we basically give you a default plan, which all your SIMs will start at the beginning of the month. And as the month progresses, we will right size your buckets. So if you have a default plan as an example at 1 meg, and let's say you have 10 SIMs, you basically have 10 megs of data. So if you are progressing throughout the month and one of those SIMs goes over your pool of 10 megs, we will automatically upgrade you to the next available rate plan. It's less expensive for you to upgrade a plan than to pay overage. So that's how we go about managing your usage for you on the system. Here's the the status. All your SIMs will come in test ready status. They are self-activating SIMs. So all you have to do is insert the SIM into the device, apply our custom APN. It will allow itself to connect to the tower, which will then push it into activation ready. Activation ready is a non-billable state at this point. It gives you 20 kilobits of data to do any testing, so you aren't sending a SIM dead on arrival. After the 20 kilobits, it will go into activated status. This is now a billable state. It will stay in activated status until you decide to deactivate the SIM or retire the SIM. Deactivation, it cuts off connection, but it also keeps it available for you to reactivate on the system at any time. Okay, so that's how you would click and reactivate or deactivate the SIM. Okay, there also is another status, which is retired. A lot of our customers, if they have a customer call in that says that the device is lost or stolen, they'll want to come on and retire the SIM. It basically cuts off connection to the network, and it will be wiped from your portal in the next 30 days. You cannot reactivate this SIM at this time. Okay. These ICCID numbers or SIM numbers are hyperlinks. You can click on the hyperlink and it gives you a little bit of more information of the SIM. As an example, you can see here that it will download the IMEI number. It will have the static IP address, which is a new feature as well. All our SIMs come equipped with static IP, which means they're non-changing. And that's a new feature that we have in our advanced search option as well, where you can actually look up the IP address of the SIM. Over here, we have a first level diagnosis tool. So if you click on this and you run a diagnosis, you will see a good indication if the SIM is stable. Right now, I believe this is a SIM in our warehouse. And right now, I would say that this SIM is not turned on. So if it's a good SIM, it's in active status, it's connecting a PDP, and it's downloading an IP address, you can safely say that the SIM is working. If you have something like this, it could mean that the device is turned off. Okay. Reset status is a new feature we have on the portal. It basically is a cancel location request. You can do this at any time. It basically drops the connection for a second and then brings it back up. We have a lot of customers that maybe their application is in a loop, and this is where they would find it useful to just end the session and restart it again. This feature is also available to you right away. I know if you're working with other carriers, you'd basically have to put in a request to have this happen, and it could be a couple days until they actually process the request. So here we're giving you a button to basically allow for yourself to push this action. Okay, if you scroll down, you'll see that there are some data sessions that you can look into here. So this is a view to all your sessions, the duration of the session, and then how many kilobits of data were actually processed through that session. Okay, you'll see here the country code, and this is actually a North American SIM we're looking at, and it actually is pulling down Bell in Canada because it is the unit is in Canada currently. This is a good feature because you can go back billing dates as well. So if you wanted to look at all your sessions back in May, you can. And everything can also be exported into a CSV file or an Excel file. We do have an audit tool here. It's a very good security measure. It basically tells you everything that's done to the SIM. So if you do have a person who has accidentally maybe gone and retired the SIM or deactivated, it will keep a log of everything that's done to the SIM. Okay. Just go back. We do have a tagging system on the platform. This is where you'll be able to identify information that you use within your organization to help you organize your SIMs. So if you come over here, let's just say you want to apply a tag to this particular SIM. Let's just say you're sending this to company XYZ. I'm going I'm going to create a tag to that SIM. And there, I've now tagged this SIM as company XYZ. Okay, if I wanted to come down to this SIM, maybe I have a serial number of the SIM, 123. I want to tag that as serial number. You can decide. We have customers that do addresses, maybe they do an internal company number that they use. It all is based on how you want to organize your SIMs and how reporting is going to be easily managed for you. Okay, so the way you would look up SIMs for those, you can put the ICC ID number up here. It's a very long number, 18 to 20 digits. So we do have a mechanism here that would allow you just to put the last 4 digits. So if you put a asterisk and a 7427 as an example, it's the SIM here. You can press enter to search and it will come up with that SIM. And this is how you would exit. You can also look up other information by going to advanced search here. So you can look up the ICC ID here. You can look up the IMSI. You can look up the IMEI number if you want by placing it in here. You can also look up other information. Let's just say the status. So if you wanted to know all the SIMs that were deactivated, you can run a report there. Or if you wanted to look up all the SIMs that are activated, you can look up a report. It's also based on provider. So if you wanted to see all the SIMs that were maybe sent to, let's just say TELUS, here's where you would click the TELUS and a report will come up with all your SIMs. So it can be very useful for you to look up reports. Here's where you would look up the static IP. So if you are using an application where static IP is very useful for you, maybe a VPN situation, you can look up the static IP here and it will come up with your SIM. Here's where you would look up tags. So tags, let's just say we're looking for that SIM that was company XYZ. I will say the search bar is very, very robust. Even if I were to look up COMP, it will come up with all the tags that are under COMP. So here's the tag I'm looking for. I'm going to apply that. I'm going to come down here and search. Okay, so there's the SIM that we are looking for. Now, the tagging system, you can have as many unlimited tags as you want. Okay, so you can put as many tags as you like under each SIM. The tagging system is very unique because you can tag something unique or you can tag something very similar. So if I wanted to send multiple SIMs to that one customer, let's just say I want to send this SIM to that customer, I would scroll down, add a tag. So if I put company, you'll see, again, very robust. It will come up with XYZ. I'm going to click on that and add the tag. So now that SIM is tagged also. So let's go up and run that report again. See, it's already there because it's one of the tags that I just put in. But as you can see, it can come up with the company. So I'll apply and I'll search. So now these 2 SIMs are under that company. So again, unlimited tags. You will have to understand what is useful for you to work off of in your system. Again, you can run a report. So if you run a report and you just want information on these 2 SIMs under a company, you can download a report in CSV file or Excel file. It will have more information on it than you see here. It will have all the information on the SIM that you saw under the hyperlink, and it will also have all your tags as well. You can also do that for the entire SIM count as well. Again, if you wanted a report on your entire SIM inventory, you can run a report in CSV or Excel. There is another feature for this. You can tag all your SIMs under a customer, or the system does have a hierarchy system. So a mother, child, and grandchild hierarchy system. So the way I would do that is by coming up to the settings module here and by managing account. So you will see this account is the highest hierarchy, which we call the mother account. So you can add another account here. A regular enterprise means that you will not have a grandchild. So you would stop at the enterprise and you wouldn't be able to allow your customers to add their customers. A reseller, very straightforward. So you are able to give access to your customer and your customer is able to give access to another customer. Let's just say we're stopping at the child account. We're going to hit next. And this is where you would create a customer profile. So let's do that customer XYZ. So right now, we're not going to add an administrator to the account. If you were, you could add an administrator. It would give access to a person in company XYZ organization. Okay, but we're just going to create a profile here and submit. So now you'll see that there is a hierarchy system. So now I can actually assign SIMs to company XYZ. And if I was to give access to company XYZ, they would only have access and see the SIMs that you've assigned to them. So they wouldn't be able to see other SIMs that you have under your platform. Okay, it's very straightforward. Over here, this is where you would import tags as a batch upload. So it gives a good information on how you would do this. And we would help you out with this process the first couple of times as well. You'd basically create a CSV file with the ICC ID, and as an example here, what your tag would want to be. It can do up to 100,000 lines. So it's very robust again. And if you're doing many at a time, it is the best solution for you. As an example, in our POS space, we have customers that are doing thousands at a time. So I think one customer will put it on a file and every Wednesday and Friday upload it into the system so they have the information. So this is adding tags, and there's also deleting tags. So if you wanted to delete, it's the same process as well. Okay. Import device, same sort of situation. If you want to assign SIMs to that company hierarchy system that you created, you can do a batch assignment as well for this. Again, it's 100,000 lines included in one single upload. And again, you can delete as well. Okay. That's how you manage an account. You also manage users as well. So I'm just going to add a user. You would give first name, last name, email. You can give it to your own organization, or you can give access to company, your child account here as an example. There are different roles, so administrator, user, and review. Administrator gives you full access rights. You can basically do everything on the portal and you have no restrictions. User would only be where you have an employee that only manages your SIMs. They can't change anything for your customer SIMs. Viewer is basically a read-only access. They can't change anything on the SIM. They can't add tags. They can't change the SIM status. They can basically just view the SIMs and download a report. So for here, you would just generate password. So the customer will get an email notification setting up their access, which will prompt them to immediately change their password. Okay. I just want to mention that we do have a managed CDP account here. And what this means is if you have existing SIMs with a carrier, we do offer the services for you to be able to download those SIMs for you to manage into this platform. It's basically the service management fee that we have for the system. But a lot of customers use this because they do find it very the advantage of having all their SIMs on one platform so they can easily manage all their SIMs together. So we do offer that as well. Okay, I just want to go to alerts quick here. So we do have a lot of alerts and rules that we can place on the SIMs. There are a lot of default plans here. What I suggest is when we have customers come on the platform, that they go through the alerts and find the ones that they maybe think are useful for their organization. Or if they are looking for something specific, to come to us and maybe we can help them organize that. So as an example, a lot of our customers find it useful to use a usage report. So as an example, I'm just going to give you a couple examples here. So here's one that is an allowance of data usage. So notify regarding units that consume more than, I would say 90% of, and I'm going to say, let's just say your highest, as an example, your highest rate plan with us is 1 gig. Let's just say 100%, because you want to know if a SIM is actually going over your highest usage. It may not mean that you will have overage. It may just mean that, you know, one of your SIMs has gone over, but you can absorb the usage with your other SIMs within the pool. You can put the emails down here. It's comma separated, so you can put as many emails as you want, and they'll get a report after a SIM has gone over this allotment. Okay, so that's an example. Oops, I cancel that. We do have other security measures on here. As an example, I'm going to go to deployment trends. So IMEI change. This is, a lot of our customers have this rule on their SIMs. They want to know when an IMEI has actually changed, which could mean that someone has gone into the unit and taken out their SIM. So this is kind of a security measure that most of our customers have on their SIMs. Or an example of another one is, change of activation mode. So you can notify if a SIM has gone from any of the statuses to another status. Maybe a good one is from deactivated to activated. You want to know if someone's gone in and reactivated a SIM. You can go to activation ready to activated, which means that it's gone through the process of consuming data. So you'll know how many SIMs have actually activated within a given month or period. And again, you can put all the emails that you want this report to go to. So again, I would go through all the rules. We do customize some rules for customers. So if you are looking for something really specific, we can help you out with that as well. So this is the grid format. We do have a dashboard as well. If you are just looking for quick reports on your total connections or the average usage for all your SIMs or the total data. Okay, it can be based on provider, general status. So these are quick reports for you to look at if you don't want to download a full report from the advanced searches up here. One thing I'd like to point out is we do have full API capability. So if you want to integrate with one of your systems that you already have, we do have the keys for that and we can facilitate that transfer. And just a last thing I would like to mention is because we own the system, we basically are upgrading, making updates to the system. We do have some versions coming out with more features. An example of one feature that we're really excited about is a location-based service. So our next rollout, which is coming very, very soon, is basically a toggle over here that when you hover over the SIM, it will actually show you a map with the location of the device. So exciting stuff that's coming to the platform. I hope this was very interesting. I hope it was very useful for you. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to your sales person at NuvoLink, and we'd be happy to assist you. Thank you.